right, keeping with the theme of information that you need to know, well, if you need help paying for childcare, 6 programs under the Programan Ipinilan Famaguan Guahan program. You know, we talked about this with someone who's a very dear friend of ours, Pinki Lujan. We call her Auntie Pinki. So Pinki, what?
Question na Judy.
Thank you very much. See, respectful.
Respectful.
That's the way I was raised.
Exactly. That's how we were raised.
But you know, we were also raised as part of our Chamorro culture is you take care of your kids.
Yes.
And you make sure that they're all squared away. Fortunately, this program that was stood up by the governor using ARP funding, the American Rescue Plan, is doing just that.
Yes, absolutely. So, Jason, thank you for having us on again, or having me on.
The ratings are sky high right now as soon as you popped on. I know they ain't looking at me. So.
You're so, you're so sweet. So yeah, we want to acknowledge the governor's office, obviously, Governor Lujan Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio for thinking about our children and the community of Guam. This is to empower the workforce. So all these programs is to infuse more workers into the community, because since COVID, as you know, many people were not able to go back to work, especially if the child care costs are rising, and everything's rising. You just reported about GPA. I was like crying in the corner when I heard you announce that.
I was like, Pinki, please don't cry over like my nice like blue chair here.
I know.
We can't get a reupholster because of tears.
I know. it does. Tears do stain, especially those.
But that would be very justified, because that is the situation our people find ourselves in like right now. Some people believe that the pandemic's over. That's certainly not the case. But the one incontrovertible fact is that we are still suffering as a community. And if one of us suffers, we all suffer.
We all suffer, exactly. And the nice thing is the governor's office recognizes that. And so the main reason why I asked to come back today is because the grant programs that are available, the grant applications will expire next Wednesday. So what I mean by that is, remember I talked about the child care vouchers, the extended block grant program.
Right.
Because those funds are mainly for daycare aged children, we want to also appeal, because it's summer. So we want to be able to send our children that are older from ages 5 to 13 to a summer camp. A summer camp. Or
there are several good ones too.
Yes.
We had our friends from West Care Pacific Islands here like a week ago, and they were telling us about their summer camp.
West Care, DYA, UOG. There are several summer camps available, as well as the many of our local mayor's offices. And these grants speak to the community outreach programs that are already in existence, nonprofit organizations that are already in existence, as well as performing arts studios, sports clinics. All of these organizations can log on to investguam.com, and you can apply anywhere from $25,000 all the way up to $50,000 to help you run these programs. Remember, we're targeting 3,500 kids.
Well, let me give you graphic support one moment, Pinki. Okay, can I talk to my friend Joe, sir, in the back? Sir, do you mind bringing up that graphic again, partner? The one that shows it? No, thank you. He's on top of his game. There's your list, Pinki. All the different ways that this program, this initiative is looking to support our people in various types of vocations. You can see it right there. Summer camp, you just mentioned that. Karate or dance class?
Karate,
yeah, you were talking about the dance class and performing arts. But
cultural arts. Yeah. We had Natibu at our outreach program.
And it says they're right down at the bottom, Pinki, that last bullet point, relative care.
Yes.
So many of us take care of Nina, of Grandma, of Nana, whatever the case is.
So you were nyoting me, and we were talking about respect, but that really is a vast majority of our children. They're being watched at home by a retired grandmother or grandfather, an uncle or an aunt. This relative care program now can be used, the vouchers can be used to pay grandma up to 6 children. So that's pretty impressive. If you were just to take, let's say, $500 per child per month times 6 kids, grandma would be banking more than some of us people working regular 9 to 5
Grandma's
jobs.
going to say, eat. Darling, why didn't I retire earlier?
I know, right? So that's really, the case. So, it's a wonderful program, and, we can't thank Governor Lujan Guerrero more, enough for these opportunities.
And she knows what that's going through. She's a grandmother herself.
Yes, she is. Yeah. I'm sure she'd love to just run away and stay home and watch the kids.
She's quite busy herself, though. I mean, she's got like a million things going on, you know,
Yes.
trying to get the island back in form. We'll tell you what, Pinki, there are so many other things I want to touch on.
Okay.
And we're going to take a quick commercial break, everybody, right here on the Hotspot. Stay tuned because Pinki will be back to answer your questions. Put them in the YouTube and Facebook chat. If you have any questions right now, we're going to take those up when we come back on Hotspot right here.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app. Got a question about your finances? You've come to the right place. Bring all your accounts together, even those that aren't with us, and see the big picture, right down to the smallest detail. Unlock powerful tools like Insights and Money Map that help you save time and take control of your finances. When you connect accounts with the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
Northern Marianas, rise up to the challenge! June 17th through June 25th, the Northern Marianas will be hosting the NM Pacific Mini Games 2022. Athletics, badminton, baseball, beach volleyball, golf, tennis, triathlon, ba'a, and weightlifting. Visit northernmarianas2022.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks to the Tensu Lin Foundation, Joe Tendai Foundation, T Galleria, Docomo Pacific, ITNE, NMC, Elan Group, Marpac, Fish Guy Scuba Charter, Atkins Kroll, Glorified City Limit, McDonald's, Mobile, Triple J, NM Tech, and Bank of Guam.
Properties in the Tropics is your weekly roundup of the hottest properties on Guam. Every Thursday, get a virtual walkthrough of homes, apartments, townhomes, and land available for lease, rent, or sale with a breakdown of the most important info, including cost, features, and of course, location details. Watch it on KUAM News Hotspot at noon on streaming and TV8 or catch the encore at 5 p.m. on TV11. You can also check out each installment on Instagram too. Properties in the Tropics is presented by Remax Diamond Realty. Meet the young men and women from high schools in Guam and the CNMI at the head of the class on KM News Weekend Edition and Digital. We're showcasing the brilliant valedictorians and salutatorians of the class of 2022. Learn about their awards, accolades, and future ambitions. Watch Head of the Class of 2022 throughout the months of June and July. Congratulations, graduates, presented by the University of Guam. KUAM News, winner of the 2022 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
All right, Hotspot is back. Pinki Lujan still here. We are going to address every single question conceivably that we can do in the next few minutes about the program, the mechanics of it, because we want to help you. If you are in need of childcare services, and we saw that, Pinki, that incredible array of different types of services. People just think like childcare, okay, like is it a nanny, a babysitter, an au pair, you know, what have you and everything. This is much wider than that.
This is huge. It's 6 programs.
What are some of the, you know, let's typically like on the GITA website, by the way, investguam.com, if you have any questions whatsoever, there would be the very popular FAQ, right? The frequently asked questions.
Yes, there's FAQs there.
But let's do an in-person FAQ right now.
Okay, great.
So if I'm internet user and I'm coming to your website and everything, what are the questions that tend to bubble up the most?
The income threshold, the documents, the required documentation, which a lot has been lifted or loosened. So a lot of the protocols that were in place originally for the original block grant has been loosened because we're really, really trying to give out as much of the money as possible into the community. We want to pump these funds into the community.
Okay.
As much as possible.
Okay, well, here's one question. I'm looking at Facebook right now, and somebody's saying, if I should happen to miss the deadline, if there is a deadline, will there be a second round? Do you even know at this point?
There are talks already about doing a second round.
Better thing to do, just get your application in. So,
get it in.
Okay, so what is the deadline, and when do people have to get all the information in?
So the deadline, again, for the grants. So these are just the grant applications coming from the community organizations, nonprofit organizations, performing arts organizations. They have to turn in their application by Wednesday June 22nd, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Okay, that's
Yeah.
the same day that the governor is going to give her State of the Island address. She's probably going to touch on that, I would assume.
Oh, yes,
because this is a
absolutely.
program of which she is very, very proud. So please make sure everybody honor the program by getting your applications in if you are in need.
Yes, and then there is not an deadline to apply for the block grant program.
Okay.
So yeah, there are no deadlines for that.
I know we talked about this last time, Pinki, but this is a personal question. What is the turnaround time for if I submit my application and everything? How long until I know?
You should hear from them right away, to at least an acknowledgement that we received your application from Public Health, and then Public Health, they've been taking about 2 to 3 weeks for the turnaround.
That's
it's
fair.
mainly because you have to go out and get like a police clearance. You have to submit all of the identification for all the children that will be covered. So there are some documentation, but yeah, about 2 to 3 week turnaround. Yeah.
So, and let me ask you on a personal note, you've been doing this for a while now. You've been fortunate to give us some of your time, and you've been very gracious with being very open about the mechanics.
Yes.
How proud are you to see the community's turnout, and how has the turnout been, I guess?
The turnout has been very, very good. We've gotten about 500 applicants so far, but again, we're far from our goal of 3,500 children. So we're also appealing from the employer standpoint, which I mentioned the last time I was on the show. We're trying to get...
I had no idea you can actually basically set up a childcare facility in your office place.
Yes, at work. And then there's also at-home daycare facilities that are starting to become more popular, where you don't have to have 30 children. You can actually set up a location within your home and watch children.
Okay, I got a question.
Okay,
Teacher?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Miss?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what if, you talked about the whole intent of this program is to get people back to work and give them the freedom to go back to work, right?
Yes.
We live in a completely different era of productivity like right now, and a lot of people have been given the freedom by their employers to do the work remotely
At
thing.
home, yes.
Yeah. How about that situation? What if somebody, either because of the situation they're in or just their prerogative, they say, I'm working from home now. Do they still qualify?
Yes, because
They're going back to work, essentially.
You're still being compensated by your employer.
Right.
So one of the documents that is required is your VOE or your check stubs. So you do have to prove that you are employed. Another reason why what may stop someone from applying is they're not currently employed. As long as you show proof that you are actively looking for a job, or if you're in school, if you're enrolled at UOG or GCC, that counts. Because you're still improving your life. You're still pursuing skills to acquire a job or pursue a career. Speaking of pursuing a career,
yes.
If you're interested in pursuing a career in childcare, we also have a certification program.
I know that was on that graphic. So
yes, so that's one of the 6 programs as well, and we will pay you all your materials to attend an intensive month-and-a-half course at GCC, and you're actually accumulating 6 to 7 college credits.
There we are.
There it is, yes.
Well, I cannot thank former Senator Regine Bisco-Lee again with coming up with that incredible graphic, an anthropomorphic carabao.
Regine is awesome. Yes.
I love that.
Oh, and speaking of the income threshold,
yes.
If you're an essential worker, you are exempt from this income threshold because we are still considered in a state of emergency, health emergency.
Okay, can you clarify that though? Because we have like 1 million people on the other side of YouTube right now. It's like, okay, what is essential?
Essential are grocery store employees, construction workers. Hello, during COVID, if you still had to report to work, you were an essential worker. And then of course our heroes, I saved the best for last, our emergency response teams, our nurses, our doctors, the fire department, and the police department, of course.
Okay,
so they're all exempt.
So paperwork is in for 500 of our fellow Guamanians right now. You're shooting for 3,500. So
3,500.
We got a ways to go, but that's a lot of room and a lot of help that is coming your way if you only take the chance and just let them know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So again,
this is not a rigged application. There's not some massive shakedown process and everything. A lot of people are going to be able to benefit from this.
Absolutely.
Very, very positive.
Regardless of your income. So that's why we're really trying to encourage everyone to just apply.
Okay, so we're going to let you guys go now because you guys have some homework to do. Pinki, thank you very much for joining us.
No more social media questions? That's it.
They're applying right now from what it looks like.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I got a few. I'll WhatsApp you later.
Okay.
With my questions.
Okay. Shoot.
Okay, that's Pinki Lujan, everybody. Please let her and her team know, and please, once more, go to investguam.com if you have any questions. You can actually see the real-life FAQs, and stay tuned because Hotspot continues